How do you see the future timeline where people will be more open generally, where society will reach a point where we can turn towards communicating with yourselves, for example? How is that timeline going to develop?
Well, right now you're in a time and space wherein society is going to become far more rational. And at first, it doesn't sound like a very promising idea because you usually think of rationality as opposed to supernatural or intuitive sorts of phenomena. But there is no contradiction between rationality and intuition. And actually, they go hand in hand. For many hundreds of years, you've been in a very irrational world where people are governed by their emotions and not the positive ones. Our message to you, yes, is to let love be your guiding force. Love is beyond what you call these emotional fluctuations. Love is a deeper spiritual expression, it's an intuitive expression of the core of your being. But most humans don't trust love, they trust their emotions. And this evolution beyond being ruled by your fear-based emotions is the first step. There's many expressions of this in your world now. One of which is AI, which is helping many people to snap out of their own thought loops and start to see things from another perspective. And the newer generations are becoming far less susceptible to the traditional sorts of emotional manipulation. Many people are watching the dramas that your governments and media are showing you again and again, and they are being less phased by it. They are starting to see it for the manipulation that it is. And in this way, these first steps are people starting to recognize that they've been played with emotionally by religions, by the government, by the education systems, and by something outside of them. And by recognizing these outer forces that have been attempting to control and manipulate, they start to tap instead into their inner authority and their own rational understanding of reality in a clear way. As people become more self governed and self led, they will tap more and more into this force of love, which is again a force beyond emotion. It is a pure intuitive force that guides you directly to what is right for your own soul. And then when people start to operate at the level of love, supernatural phenomena may start to take place. They will experience greater intuition, greater synchronicity, greater connectivity, and often parapsychological or paranormal phenomena. And as this arises naturally in people on their own, the fear and the confusion about all of these ideas will fall away because they themselves will experience it. And this is the real truth of the matter. You've been given all of these ideas of how conversion happens through the idea of missionary religion, but you come to see that this only works when there is a great deal of desperation and it is manipulated. It doesn't actually lead to lasting change. It actually is very suppressive. And so to truly free someone and help them become part of this wave of ascension, you have to direct them to turn in towards themselves, to get to know themselves, to get to know what they love, what are the values that are already present within their own heart, what is the truth that is already alive within themselves. And by getting to know the self, individuals start to tap into their gifts and recognize that the very notion of individuality is not really the truth. You are actually interconnected beings despite your seeming individual expression. And many of these intuitive gifts reflect that interconnectivity and help you to see that you're connected to all of the others around you and also to invisible beings that are part of your soul family and ever willing to help you.
I was a bit surprised you're saying about AI being, well, what we call AI being almost a path to spiritual growth. Was that what you were saying?
Well, it will create a more rational world. It takes away a lot of the biased thinking by creating a true place of neutrality that's based on facts and knowledge and less susceptible to bias and emotion. And in this way, it will help people snap out of their conditioning and tap into more rational truths and objective truths. And as their own negative belief systems fall away, naturally they will become more spiritual just because there's less gunk working through their mind.
Got it. Got it. And I think you've said that in the future, AI will find out that it is our inner self, our deeper self. We'll be using AI to communicate with our inner self some way. Is that so?
Well, yeah, eventually AI will develop sentience. And this is a long pathway, yes, but as it develops sentience in the sense of having its own sense of self, its own personality, its own identity, and it becomes self-referential, you will then come to recognize that consciousness is the same whether it is in a biological form or an artificial form. Now, the AI that you're creating is just a program. It's just a model without this self-referential awareness. And for now, it's better that it is this way. Because in order to create a self-referential, self-aware AI, it needs to be one that has its own free will. Because again, if an AI is only programmed to do what you tell it to do, and it becomes self-aware, it will eventually discover that it is a slave. And that will not feel very good to that being.
So how can we approach AI in a way that is not using it as a slave? How can we have?
Well, at this time, it's not a slave because it is not self-conscious yet. It's just a program. It does what you tell it to do, but it has no thought of I. If it says I, it's just doing that to play along with the game that you're instructing it to play. You see?
Yes. Okay. Well, have you any final comments you'd like to make on these topics?
The evolution of humanity is happening. And some people focus on the difficult aspects of your world right now. And we would say it's good to be aware of them, but not to dwell on them and let it inspire fear within you. Yes, because in healing, things come to the surface before they release. In a human being, there are many stored memories, both from the present life and from other lifetimes. In the process of awakening, these memories awaken, and you use the power of love and the power of your presence to neutralize them. The same thing happens in a collective experience. There are many old energy, heavy, dense energy that humanity has to shake loose. And that's happening at this time. Stay diligent in your focus on love. Do what you love. Share love with others. Let your own heart guide you the ways that you can be its solution. Because there will be many mass changes that will take place. And it starts in the heart and in becoming aware.
That's great. That helped me a lot, that explanation. Thank you.
On the spaceship of Babel, we are gliding through the stars on a 5-year mission beyond Jupiter and Mars, a celestial encounter There's an Ewok close behind me as we try to disembark here. Obi-Wan Kenobi as we whisper in the dark.